much,
Yeah,
guys.
that was awesome.
I didn't even know what to expect.
Best research ever.
That was honestly my favorite interview.
So from how flowers grow to playing the garden, for Kat in particular, I understand regulates years of rage kind of help plant the seed for you?
I loved that EP so much. Before Scowl started, I used to sing along to that in my car to practice screaming.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm not straight edge, and I have never been, but Regulate's a great straight edge band.
Yeah.
For
was
sure.
that a pretty defining moment, would you say?
Absolutely. I think the defining moment was the year leading up to this band starting. I think we started in 2019. I'm terrible with years. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, no, the year leading up, I would say was probably the most I was screaming in my car, just imagining being in a band myself and kind of having that little dream. And it was Regulate, Years of Rage, Judiciary, Mortality Rate Split.
Wow.
No Right from the Bay, Josh Truck from the Bay, from Santa Cruz, Drain.
Yeah.
It's quite a few
Shout
hardcore mainstays, I feel especially Bay Area. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now you guys are part of that as well.
Yeah. Just so cool.
What was more frustrating, breaking your nose at a Regulate show or having to miss part of it as a result?
The missing it. I was so bummed to miss some of that band's, my first time seeing that band. I was busy cleaning up, though.
Yeah. I've heard you say, Malachi, that growing up, some of the most violent shows were actually at churches, which raises the question, Bailey, if things ever got out of hand in your youth group at Bethel Church?
I like that you know that. No, nothing ever got crazy at those.
Oh, okay.
I never saw any bloodshed like that.
Sure.
Stigmata, perhaps.
They did have some gigs, though?
The band, no. The act of the Holy Spirit puncturing your palms.
Oh, no.
Bleeding for Christ with him. I've never actually seen that.
Oh, okay.
No.
Was there a skate ramp there as
There
well?
was, yeah.
Wow. Did you ever partake, or?
No, but someone did cut their hand open doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you bear witness to it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So what happened?
They bandaged it up.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I understand downhill skateboarding has been a big part of your life, Malachi, thanks in part to your Uncle John as well as Dan.
Yeah. I did downhill skating most of my teenage years, and that was actually, I competed in that professionally.
Did you?
Yeah, when I was probably until early 20s.
Okay.
That was what I did every day for a long time. Yeah, my uncle got me into skateboarding, and then I met this dude named Dan who owned a skate shop named Tactus, and he got me into downhill skateboarding.
What goes through your mind when you're going 50 miles an hour down a hill?
It's peaceful.
Is it?
Yeah, it's when you get comfortable at speed, it's like meditating.
Wow. Everything else is a cakewalk after that.
Yeah, it's I miss it. I haven't done it in a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, but I wish I did it more.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you can get back out there at some point.
Yeah.
How much of a bearing, Cole, did Brandon have on you becoming a drummer?
Brandon, as in Brandon Steele?
I believe so. From down the street, or?
Yeah, from my childhood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Brandon Steele. Hugely.
Wow.
Because he was kind of like an older brother figure to me when we were growing up. Yeah. He actually, funny enough, got me into A Day to Remember.
Wow.
Yeah, when I was probably about 8 or 9 years old, he showed me their
full circle.
Very full circle. Yes, he showed me their cover of Since You've Been Gone, and I was I remember going to school the next day and being I found this heavy metal version of Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
But he was learning how to play drums when I met him, and he had a drum set at his house, and so he'd be oh yeah, you should play it, and then I would come over to his house and play it. But more importantly, we had Rock Band.
Oh, okay.
And we played Rock Band all the fucking time. And we would switch off playing drums.
Yeah.
And drums just kind of stuck with me. And here I am.
Would you say you learned more from Rock Band than perhaps the drum kit itself?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I legitimately taught myself how to play basic drums because of Rock Band.
That's crazy.
It was middle school and high school, I would get home from school and like eat lunch and then just play Rock Band drums for hours.
Yeah.
And I had a drum set, but it was just too loud.
Oh, sure, that makes sense.
And also, I liked playing video games.
Yeah,
so it was
who doesn't, right?
Best of both worlds.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And while you guys have all been in several different bands, Scowl is the first for Cat. So how ironic that you ended up being their missing piece after all the time you spent searching for missing pieces at the Brick Hut.
Oh my God. That's awesome. Yeah, the Brick Hut, spelled with 2 T's at the end of Hut, like Jabba the Hutt. That was my first job in Santa Rosa, California. I had a great time working there. It was really fun.
Yeah.
I think Legos are super cool. So, yeah, that's actually so funny.
And
What is this place?
It's called the Brick Hut. It's a Lego store. It's a brick and mortar, like a mom and pop.
No pun intended.
Yeah, brick and mortar, no pun intended. Lego store, so not affiliated with the brand Lego,
Sure.
but a store that sells Lego pieces and
bit of an offshoot.
Yeah, it's an amazing place though. It was very magical being there.
And so you would like just try to make sure that everything had its pieces together? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. So I guess the further the backstory is that my ex-girlfriend's family owned the shop.
Oh,
so I
okay.
worked there over the summers and helped them out. And her dad would pretty much go to flea markets, scour eBay, thrift stores for just any Lego sets missing pieces,
Wow.
Lego pieces in bulk. Anyone selling it, he would buy it,
Yeah.
get a good deal, and then usually using those pieces, we'd complete sets and then sell the sets as
There you go.
new, and the pieces would be cleaned and everything. It was a really cool operation, and Brick Hut forever.
Of course. Well, and now that you've built a career for yourselves in music, how important is it, would you say, to just go for it and do something rather than, get in your head about whether it's good enough?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point. I think for us at least, I can speak for Scowl when playing music was about getting out there and doing it and having fun. And I know that sounds very basic, but that's
But
kind of the
important.
reality with like punk music and hardcore music. And you want to get up there, and I wanted to get behind a microphone. I wanted to scream my head off, and Malachi wanted to play guitar. And Cole was progressively becoming one of the best drummers I know. So
Wow.
super cool.
Thanks to Rock
High
Band.
praise.
Thanks to Rock Band.
Shout out Rock Band.
Legos, Rock Band. What's next?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, Psychic Dance Routine is about like mental gymnastics, while
Yeah.
Mikey just so happens to teach
my
actual
God.
gymnastics.
Who the hell is this guy, yo?
These like segues are the best ever.
I was
Fantastic
like,
segue.
what is that? What am I gonna get?
So, care to elaborate?
I just taught gymnastics to like 3 to 6 year olds
Wow.
for like 10 years with no gymnastics background.
Okay.
I kind of got thrown into it.
Yeah.
And they're just like, it's easy. They're 3. Figure it out. So I just kind of I really just randomly fell into that job one day and did
Wow.
it for 10 years.
That was at the Little Gym?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, and speaking of falling in, did tearing your ACL on stage have
Yo,
any impact
what?
on the gymnastics? Or
He can't do the splits as well.
Yeah.
It helped me land it. I didn't fall.
Wow,
and
okay.
I finished the whole set with a torn ACL, yeah.
Jeez
And
Louise.
continued to stage dive all night.
We don't talk about that. We don't act like that anymore. We're behaved now.
Sure, yeah.
And that
Matured
was
a bit.
It was a fun time. Yeah, no, the gymnastics honestly helped me. My background with gymnastics kind of helped me do my own PT because
Yeah.
I didn't really have time to.
Okay.
I had to miss out on a tour that showed me the body tour to get the surgery.
Oh, no.
And then I've been in a leg brace for I want to say a year or more up
Jeez.
until like I want to say this Drain tour is probably the first
Wow.
run of shows where I've played without a leg brace.
Yeah, well, welcome back.
Yeah, but my history with that kind of helped me. Just like I know how to do stretches. That kind
Right.
of like I didn't have to see somebody. I could kind of just do my own thing, and
Yeah.
it kind of helped heal myself.
It helps for
Yeah.
sure. Where would you say you're at, Kat, these days with balancing the good and bad of ego?
It's a never-ending experience.
Yeah.
I think the balancing act in life in general, if I'm going to get really vague and ambiguous here, it's a heavy load to lift, and when it comes to like really throwing yourself into something like a band, some form of art, I think that part is a second thought.
Sure.
So I've been more so graced with that balancing act of like the swings and the ego, and these days, and some days it's really hard. Some days I think I'm the shit, Some days I'm not at all. Right. And it's really just about like accepting being humbled. Yeah. And maybe this is my own silly spiritual thought, but I think that's just what the universe will throw at you sometimes.
Of course.
It's going to humble you.
Yeah.
So.
No, I love that.
I'm okay with it.
Absolutely.
Even if it kind of stings.
Sure. I get that.
It can.
Well, and perhaps one of the ways you keep it in check is by not allowing yourselves to feel any more important than the people who come to your shows.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that those people are just as important because, one, they're the future. Like, hopefully those people are starting bands of their own. And, whether it's their third or fifth or 10th band or it's their first band, hopefully they're picking up guitars or drumsticks or learning how to do sound or taking photos or getting into journalism. Sure. Like, it's anything to really further just like connecting with an art form. Absolutely. I think is really important.
Yeah. And performing as Scowl all goes back to Sabrosa.
Yeah.
Sabrosa.
Yep.
That was our first show was at Sabrosa. Bailey was actually there before they played in the band.
Wow.
And then I used to book shows there for years. Before that, we booked shows at this place called Cafe Pergolesi.
Okay.
And Sabrosa was where, for a really long time pre-COVID, where we had shows like twice a week. Like
that's where I met you.
Yeah, that's
it's literally
Mikey
where we
and
met,
I met there. Like, I booked Mikey's band, and that's how we became friends. And then ended up leading him to join this band. So a lot of like bands either formed out of that place or their first shows were there. And we've had bands play there that like were way too big for the spot, and it was cool. Like everyone always had fun there, and like I would always be like running the door and then cleaning up and whatever broke I'd
Doing
fix.
It all.
Yeah, that was the spot. We actually shot the Bloodhound music video. There's the end scene is the whole time we're playing is in Sabrosa.
Wow.
So it was really cool. That's a big special part of like our history for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like it, absolutely.
And I'd say like Santa Cruz hardcore as a whole.
For sure. And when you guys were playing in Europe, Austria, I believe, Bailey, somebody was wearing a shirt of your previous band, Lear.
Oh, I was never in Lear, actually.
Oh, because was it down the street at first?
Oh, I guess, down the street. I don't think it was a real band.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, I didn't make the cut, let's say.
But did you see somebody wearing, like, a Lear shirt in Austria?
Probably, yeah.
Shout out to Lear real quick.
Shout out to Lear.
Okay.
If you liked Lear, if you were around, or if you weren't and you'd like to be, you should listen to Superworld.
Superworld.
It's pretty much all the same people, kind of carrying the torch of where Lear left off. But yeah, I did see someone wearing a Lear shirt. Wow. We played it like under a freeway or what used to probably be a train station.
Oh, okay.
In Austria, and there was a dude there, Lear shirt, and had all these stickers for all these like obscure kind of old Bay Area bands.
Wow. In Disgust and stuff?
Yeah, I got a bunch of like In Disgust stickers from him, which was crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's like just such a throwback,
Yeah.
And to be that far away from San Jose, to see someone repping Lear and In Disgust, I was like, feel kind of like I'm at home,
Absolutely.
Which is good when you're on tour forever.
For sure.
Yeah.
And Post Malone wearing your merch must have been pretty breathtaking. Whereas Cole has quite the collection of vintage Weezer shirts.
You know I do.
God damn.
I have a lot.
Like, where do you find them at?
Everywhere I can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I check eBay, Depop.
Yeah. Yeah, not to put you on
Have
the
you ever
spot.
found,
checked.
have you ever found anything
And
on
I
the
checked.
ground? You ever found it on the ground?
Never found one on the ground.
Ooh.
I
I've
have Pandora's box with
Oh, sure.
I've found some at stores.
Wow, the store.
I know, right? Stores have that. Stores have stuff. No, I have
like
over-
Target or something. Or?
No, like
Do they? I don't know if I've ever seen.
I don't think I've ever
shirt at
seen one.
Target.
No, I don't think I've ever seen one.
I don't know. Huh.
But I have between like 92 and like 2005, which is usually the era I
Wow.
collect between.
That's the sweet spot.
Yeah, it's the sweet. That's like my favorite. Like I love almost her entire discography, but that's
Yeah.
like my favorite.
Okay.
That's usually where I try to collect merch. I have over 100.
Wow.
I have.
Is
a lot.
there a holy grail in there of yours or?
Yes. I have. There's a couple that I don't have yet, and I could buy right now if I'm comfortable with spending $800, but I'm not. But I have some. I have
Maybe a
some
couple more tours.
Yeah. But I have some holy grails. I have some stuff that you can't find.
Yeah.
I just got really lucky.
For sure.
So
Part of the thrill, I'm sure.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you get it for really cheap. When you spend a lot of money on it, it's not as
Yeah.
fun. But at least I have it.
Sure, of course. It all evens out in the end.
Yeah,
right?
it's fine. Because it's like the ones that I spent $10 on even out the $250 one.
There you go.
You know?
Yeah.
It all makes sense.
No, I get it.
Right?
Weezer, gotta have them all.
Gotta have them all. Shout out Weezer.
Yeah.
What's that one you always wear?
Oh, I have one that the band hates when I wear it.
Oh, how come? They're aware of you then?
no, it's a rare. Yeah, it's no disrespect to them. Obviously,
Yeah.
they aren't a fan of the design. I love the design
Yeah.
personally. It's an original from 1994.
Wow.
And it's like an airbrushed drawing
Yeah.
of all of them dressed as Elvis.
Okay.
And on the back, it has a Weezer tour bus riding into the sunset.
Yeah.
And it just says, "Brush your teeth and do your homework."
Sounds
and
cool to me.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I love it even more that they all hate it. So
Yeah.
I wear it out of spite.
I don't think I hate it.
It's just every time I wear it, everyone's just, ugh.
It's the brush your teeth and do your homework. I've
Yeah.
never seen you do either of those.
Hey, yo, chill.
Touche.
Chill.
Be over there with the stinky breath.
No. Maybe right now. After catering.
Yeah, I just went to catering.
After food, after
Oh, we
dinner, I
for
might.
sure got
That's
kicking breath
understandable.
right now.
Yeah.
Hey, break
Ta-
out the
I-
shirt to
coconut
remind us to
curry.
brush our teeth.
3
I
different kinds of Oreo things.
floss, I brush, and I use mouthwash every morning.
That's a
As-
lot.
As should
VDV.
as should all of you.
Yeah.
As should all of you.
I actually have something stuck in my teeth right back here.
That sucks.
I'm gonna floss
I
that
actually
later.
have some floss in my backpack if it helps.
I might tap in after
Okay.
this.
How did it feel, Kat, to get the Black Veil Brides T-shirt for your 13th birthday?
Awesome.
Yeah?
I was.
Yeah,
I
we didn't even know
definitely-
about
I-
this.
I didn't know this.
I didn't know.
Yeah, tell us more.
I've definitely told you all about this multiple times. My first
You've never
ever
told
band
us.
shirt from Hot Topic, got on my 13th birthday, was a Black Veil Bride shirt. I still have it in a box. I've shown you. You know. And I have not held this information back. These people
never
just don't
seen it.
listen to me. No, but it was awesome. It was cool. I wanted so badly to be part of whatever was inside of Hot Topic stores.
Yeah.
And now, unfortunately, I am entirely in Compass. So
Okay. Fair enough. What were gigs like, Bailey, in the birthday room at Nickel City?
They were awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, some of the first shows I ever went to were there. Some of the first shows I ever played were there.
So it was like an arcade?
Yeah, it was an arcade, and then they had a happy birthday room.
Okay.
I mean, that's what it said. I never saw anyone's birthday there.
Okay.
But it was probably like the size of this trailer. It was really tiny.
Yeah.
And set up a PA, and local bands would play, and
Wow.
it was pretty cool. It was back then too, and it was like 15 years ago. You see like ska bands and deathcore bands would play shows together pretty
Yeah.
commonly, and it wasn't that weird. But I don't know. I
Okay.
think we can get away with doing that kind of stuff again.
Yeah.
I think more of that should happen.
That'd be
I
cool.
would love to see a ska band play with a deathcore band.
It used to happen a ton.
all the time.
Yeah.
Rather than play the game, so to speak, and change to appease others, is being yourself, having fun, and doing what you want sort of like the Scowl Manifesto?
Yes.
Definitely.
100%.
As you can tell, none of us
Yeet.
look alike. We all kind of just do what we want.
Yeah.
You know?
Hats on. This is a bad
Shut
time
up.
to say that.
Yeah,
Shut
we
up.
all have black T-shirts
Yeah,
on.
that's not. But
As you can tell, we
all-
all
we all-
dress exactly alike.
We all have different
But
swag.
there's a uniform.
Yeah, there's
it's like the Power Rangers. They're all different,
Yeah.
but they wear a similar uniform.
Yeah.
We're like the Power Rangers, but worse.
I like the analogy.
Yeah.
But I mean, everyone's favorite band is like vastly
Team
different.
Rocket.
Yeah,
You know, they
so-
also wear a uniform.
True.
Yeah.
Theirs all
Good
look
point.
similar though.
Good point.
Yeah,
No,
but
they
they're
all wear
very,
the-
they're very different personalities.
Very different
Jesse and
personalities.
James are very different.
Yeah.
True.
Like Bulk and Skull.
Is there anything else you'd like people to know about Scowl?
Not particularly. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
No, you're
messing.
Is there anything else you know about us?
Yeah, yeah. You know
Nothing
what?
comes to mind. I think we got it all out.
All right.
Uh,
Well,
Are you
thank you.
sure?
Maybe round 2.
Okay.
Maybe round 2.
Round 2,
Well,
fight.
thank you so much for your time, guys.
Thank
It was
you so
great
much.
having
Thank you.
Best wishes for everything coming your way. Any final thoughts at all before we say goodbye?
Thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They
There you
love
have
you.
it. Once again, I'm Damon Campbell, and this is Scowl. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.